Greetings everyone. Today I would like to continue my talk on what is an honor according to a Mongol way. I'm in my kitchen and not every day I have this desire to make a video. Today I'm not in a hurry because I'm having a problem with my sleep. Even if I use some spells to make me sleep, I'm still not I'm not sleepy. So I decided to make a video. The reason why I'm making video in the kitchen is that I don't want to disturb those who are sleeping now. And since I'm not in a hurry, I will try to to talk a little bit this slow and somewhat disorganize my talk. Mosquito. So there's some mosquitoes flying. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry. So some of you may find this talk a little bit boring. Some may find it a little bit stupid, and etc. etc. And I guess, or I hope that there are some these people who are interested in this talk. And since I cannot represent whole of Mongolia, my this idea on honor must be somewhat quite closer to some certain amount of group, not like 100%. Maybe I'm part of like 10%. I don't know. So yeah, honor. Previously I talked about this trying to look a little bit this solid. People usually like if someone looks solid or acts solid, something like that. And it's good to have something called human eyes, etc. etc. It's a somewhat sense of justice. And I also talked about this victors, this justice. What will you do if you defeat your enemy? What kind of punishment you must put on your you have captives, something like that. So if you're like captured a Christian, I guess you could crucify the dude, or I mean a Roman. Imagine yourself being like a northern barbarian who is fighting against the Romans, and you say man does not need a Roman shit, and like fighting. And you notice that these Romans have this tendency to crucify your kind, and it's a logical response that you should use their punishment onto them, and you crucify the Romans, something like that. So if your enemy do this such a punishment, you also must do this stuff. And I guess there will be no people, if you, especially if you're fighting religious dudes, and when you like capture them alive, you have to somewhat you have to punish them, or you must keep them in a prison. And if you are going to punish them, you must punish according to their belief. And if their belief says cut their arms and legs, you must cut their arms and legs and say, do not call me unjust, do not call me a bad guy. I did what your this holy book, or this justice system this demands. And the fighting was fair. You were defeated. This God is like watching us, and you were defeated, and I'm like punishing you like this way. And I sometimes think that this keeping this your captives in a prison is not this very this good, just way, because it's some kind of a torture. You're like torturing them with the lack of food, lack of light, and lack of warmth, and this spending days, months, and years in a prison is like a torture. So stop torture, just this punish, something like that. Well, you may find it very weird talk. So this habit, this logical response towards your this enemy is part of a saying, use poison against poison. Here in Mongolia this word is called horik horar, meaning use poison against poison. Same time word hor means a circle, so use circle against circle. Also it means use this flies, use ring against the ring, something like that. So I hope you this did not find it bit weird, something like that. So speaking of these coins, since I was this thinking about the coin, I had to make explanation what this Mongolians value, why this Chinese value coin, and they this carry the coin amulets, etc., etc. And we why we this honor our ankle bone, something like that. So speaking of this money, unfortunately Mongolia nowadays is being very poor. So since we don't have good metals to mint coins nowadays, we don't have a coin currency. I mean, Russia has a coin currency, Japan has a coin currency, China, Korea, and everyone seems to have a coin currency, but not Mongolia. It is kind of this shameful, but I don't know why we don't this nowadays use a coin currency. Speaking of this man being this solid, nowadays what kind of man is respected? Of course, a man with the money is respected. Same time, entertainer man is respected, and especially Mongolian wrestlers. And Mongolian wrestlers this wear this clothing with this diamond shape. You can also say that this is a symbol for ice. This is a Darth Vader. This helmet I have put the diamond shape. So this white this diamond shape on their clothing this says that this man is a man of ice. This man is just ice, and this man is solid like a diamond, and etc., etc. But I know that they are not a good example of honorable men. They sometimes involve in fighting, some small amount, this crime, etc., etc. And you know that this wrestling man is kind of ugly. This sometimes the strong man is like ugly looking. Sometimes I wish that there were this a model type of man you could honor. Since I'm talking about this honor, I would like to talk about the honorary guard. Here in Mongolia, the honorary guard is called Hundit, honored, Harold, the guard. So honored or honorary is Hundit. Here you have a word hum, so you have to be a human in order to be honored. And if you say your enemy is not, they are subhumans, they are not humans, it means you are not seeing them being a human, thus you are not honoring them, something like that. So being a human is like honoring. So this hundit, word hundit, honored, also means heavy. So the honor guard must be heavy guard, meaning they should have, this heavy armor. And unfortunately, Mongolian, this honor guard is like, this looks quite shameful. Mongolia is believed to be a land of leather, this skin, but they wear imported fabric, somewhat, this plastic fabric. I find it, this very weird and very, this shameful, and it's like a joke. If I was, this mighty ruler of this country, this dictator, so I would use a similar design like this Darth Vader. I like this back, and I would like to make this, this eyebrow things more bigger, or I would like to put, this bird beak like a visor. I could make, these fake eyes and, these small horns, so that this helmet should look like, this firebird, Garuda, and this my honorary, this guards should look like shamanic warriors with a chest mirror and some, this maybe like wing-like, this this arms. I think you simply forgot about, this standard military uniform. Think about more like leather, something like in movie X-Men, but more longer with, somewhat, this decoration, this traditional decoration, and some metal, this arm protectives. And big Mongolian boots does not look fashionable, so I prefer, this, this high military black boots, like, this Russian military, and I guess there can be, like a certain number of these honorary guards, and according to this old tradition, Genghis Khan had 10,000 Hishikten, these elite warriors, and this Hishikten, word Hishik means gift from someone who's above you, your parents, your boss, your god, etc., etc. A gift from them is called Hishik. Hishikten means a gifted. So these gifted warriors had this duty to guard the king, and they are usually picked from, these noble families or big and, these wealthy families, and they are given a, this good armor, and they are given a good education and training, and they are like the elite fighting force. They are not exactly, this, do the main fighting. They are like more for a show. So the honorary guard in Mongolia should be more like a showman. They should be a supermodel. They should be known, or their names should be famous, like famous wrestlers, and their, these images must be like, this, be on a wall of, teenage girls. So you have to like pick, this best looking man with a tall back and give them, this military training, and if they are fit enough, you take them to become the honorary guard. This job must be a lifetime, and there can be even, this very old looking honorary guard, and if this man develops too ugly face, you can this I'm sorry, you cannot show the beauty of man, and I guess you need to retire. So I would like to create this type of this man, elite man, who is more like a model, and say this nothing shall stop the march of my models and stuff. Well, of course, in order to accomplish such stuff, you have to have a lot of solidus, the money, but it's like impossible. Speaking of this juice, I have tasted the old juice, like juice made in Europe, maybe Poland, and juice made in Russia, China, Korea, and even Japanese fruit juice. But I find that they are all same. They are all fake. Why? It is because I find this juice being fresh. Seriously, I have a problem with the juice being fresh. So if you I noticed that if you harvest this fruit, and if you place it in a cool place for some time, it starts to rot. If the fruit is really natural, it is very easily how to say, destroyed, or it's easily rotten. So in order to this preserve this fruit juice, fruit have this this tendency to turn into alcohol. So if I'm going to produce real this fruit juice, my this fruit juice tastes like somewhat alcohol. I hope this. You heard the opinion of a man who has the most solid name, Mr. Altendolre. What kind of name can be more solid than a name Golden Head? So he said that this fruit juice tastes more like a wine. So I have this idea that it seems they put something to make this fruit juice fresh. I mean, this their fruit juice is not turning into an alcohol. It's not going this sour and developing this spirits. And the reason why I told you that I will get into a big trouble if I produce such a type of this juice, it is because whole world seems to follow this rule that fruit juice must not be alcoholic drink. Fruit juice must be something sweet and fresh. But the real, this fruit juice should be something like an alcoholic. And if I'm producing this, this fruit juice, I would like to put that. After a production, this after 1 month, it should have this amount of alcohol, after 2 months this will have this amount of alcohol. After like this month it should be having, you know, this a rotten flavor or something like that. And after this month, buy it on your risk. So it can be has turned it into something very sour and stuff. And I would call such, you know, this juice as risky juice, you know, this risky juice, something like that. So speaking of juice, I do believe that a shaman should have a right to create his own beverages, and should have a right to sell them. And at first you need to, like, you know, somewhat, you know, this confirm that the person is like real legit shaman, and he must practice this stuff and sell his, you know, this this stuff, you know, produces stuff, etc. And well, I guess this talk is like, you know, this going very, you know, this long, and I'm out of ammo. I don't know what I'm going to talk next. Yeah. Yeah, I was. Maybe I'll show you something like this. So, my honorary guard like should look like this. Just kidding. Well, that's pretty much for today, and thanks for watching.